Mangala Bhavan Amangalahari Dravahu Sudasharatha Achara Vihari Ram Siya Ram. Alright, guys. Today we will be talking about the characters of Ramayana. In order to understand Ramayana fully, I think it's very important to also know all the characters that are in the Ramayana and their importance and everything else. So when we do listen to different stories and a name is mentioned, we are able to pick up on that and know exactly who it is and why no certain thing is happening with a certain person. And everyone has an importance in the Ramayana. We're gonna start off with the guy who actually wrote the Ramayana, the first Ramayana. His name is Valmiki, so Valmiki's Ramayana. We're gonna talk about the backstory of who he was before, and then how he became the guy who became the greatest poet of all time. Reason we say that is because he wrote the Ramayana, the entire Ramayana, in a poetry form. He was the first poet ever in history that actually recorded something in poetry form. And not only that, it's 24,000 verses that he wrote. The entire story is a poem of 24,000 verses. And I have been trying to go verse by verse explaining them on my pages. So do check those out. For now, let's see Valmiki. Okay. So Valmiki, his actual name was Ratnakar. Ratnakar was born into a Brahmin family. His dad's name was Prachit. So he grew up learning about the Vedas and everything else. Coming from a Brahmin family, like he's exposed to that kind of stuff. Now, compared to someone like me, I never been to India. My parents never been to India, and their parents never been to India. We've been out of India for over 100 years. So for way over 100 years. So for someone like me, there is no exposure to this, right? Unless I do my own research, which I did intensely. And now these videos that I'm making is for people like me that don't have, that we didn't grow up with this. We learned as we went on our own, more of so. At least that's how it is for me and everyone that I see around me that's in my community. And that's what this is here for, so those that don't have a guru, don't have, don't really, like, how would you know that? Look up Ratnakar, right? Unless you knew the name Ratnakar. How would you know? You can't even use Google for it unless you just go down a big rabbit hole now, right? So we're gonna try to decipher the whole thing here in these series of podcasts. Okay, so Ratnakar, born to a Brahmin. As he got older, got married, got kids, they fell in poverty. Okay, they started being very poor, and he tried his best to find odd jobs here and there, whatever that he could get to provide for his family. He was the only one that could that was providing for his family, but all of that didn't work out. So he chose a other profession, and that profession that he chose was robbing people. So he became a thief. He would hide it out in the jungles, and he would wait for travelers to go by. And remember, this is way back in the days when traveling was on foot, or if there was a chariot available, or horses, donkey, whatever they would use to travel with their items back in those days. So he would hide around somewhere in the jungles. As travelers would go by, he would jump out of the bushes, and he would demand them to give him everything they have, like whatever they're wearing, jewelry, whatever they were carrying, everything. He would just rob them, and he would tell them that, like, either you give me this or I will hurt you. Even if it meant killing them, he would do it just so that he could get whatever they have. And then he would take it home to his family, where he had a wife and kids. and a mom and a dad living in the house where he shared everything that he got from doing what he did with all of them. And that's how he provided for the family. And the family took it, and everyone enjoyed their lives that way. But as he's doing this, he is obviously accumulating a lot of sin, right? Because he's doing bad things, and in order to provide for his family. But in his mind, he was doing the right thing, because in his mind he was providing for his family. That's what he needed to do, and that was his dharam, as he thought. So in Sanatan Dharam, there's two things that are very heavily relied on, which is dharam and karma, dharma and karma, right? So dharam is more like your duty towards either your dad, your mom, your family, everything that you do. And as you do these, you accumulate karma, either good karma or bad karma. So if you're a bad father, right, you just accumulated bad karma. If you're a good father, you're doing good things, right? You accumulated good karma. In his mind, I'm providing for my family, so I'm gaining good karma. There's nothing wrong with this in his mind, right? But he's not seeing that he's also hurting other people, and he's even killing people. He's taking away from them and their families, so that's also gaining him some sin karma, um, which he's not thinking about at all, because he's only thinking of the one side of this thing. And if you look at the balance would be offset, because he's doing more bad than good. All right, so one day as he's out there, Narad Muni walks by. Okay, now we have another character, Narad Muni. A little background on Narad Muni. Narad Muni is um, like a messenger. Okay, so he is well versed. He knows all the Vedas. Um, he's got a lot of wisdom. He's good with everybody. So like he could go into a bad crowd and be friends with all of them, or he could go into a good crowd and be friends with all of them. And that's what he actually does. He involves himself with everyone and everything. He is the bhakt, or devotee of Narayan Bhagwan. Now we have another character, right? Narayan. Narayan is Vishnu, and he is also Ram. So Ram is the avatar of Narayan. So is Krishna. Um, so he is the devotee of Narayan Bhagwan. So everywhere he goes, he just keeps chanting Narayan, Narayan. And he has a veena, which is like a, you could say, like a guitar, an Indian version of the guitar that he plays. And he just keeps going Narayan, Narayan, just goes everywhere. But anything that he does, a lot of people say that he is someone that would instigate things, that would start things, that would start wars or fights, and a lot of things happens because of what Nara does, because he lights the fire, the little spark that starts the fire, right? But everything he does, there is a reason for it, behind it. He's in my opinion, basically, and from what I've seen, that he sets things in motion that needed to happen, that was being delayed or whatever it is. But he would be the one that goes there and starts that spark that would get that fire going, that would be for some other big reason that we see afterwards. So I am not surprised that Narad here is walking past where Ratnakar, the Daku, or the thief, is about to do what he does. So as Narad Muni is Narayan walking down the path, here comes Ratnakar in front of him and says, "Give me everything you got. Uh, I don't want to hurt you, but this is a robbery. Give me everything you got." Narad Muni says, "Well, besides this veena, the little music instrument that he had, and the clothes on my back, and the love for my God, there's nothing I have that I can give you." He said, "Well, I'll take those." And then Narad Muni says, "Okay, fine, but wait, so why are you doing this?" And Ratnakar says, well, that's to provide for my family. This is how I provide for my family. Really, Narad Muni says. So Narad Muni says, let me ask you one question. When you do this, you are doing sinful things. Do you think, since you take things to your family and spread it to them, spread it around with them, all the things that you take from others, and they happily divide that, amongst them, do you think all the sins that you're accumulating, they would also divide that amongst them and help you carry the burden of all the sins that you have accumulated? Say, you go to your family and you say, hey, would you take some of this from me because I'm doing this for you? So Ratnakar says, of course. I mean, they are grateful for everything that I do, and everything I do is for them, and I've never kept anything just for myself. I take it home, I share it with everybody. Why wouldn't they share my sins with me? And when he says, okay, if you're so sure, why don't you go and ask them? Let's see what they say. Ratnakar says, well, okay, fine. I'll ask them. So what he does is he ties Narad Muni to a tree so he wouldn't get away. Then he walks back home to ask his family this question, because he definitely knew what the answer would be in his mind, and he just wanted to make this Rishi, Narad Muni, who was questioning him, wanted to just be like, see, in your face, I told you that they would, and this and that. Anyway, he goes home, he goes to his parents, and he says, hey, I've been providing for you guys this whole time. I bring all these goods and stuff. Obviously, I rob people, and I do what it takes to bring them over here, and I give it to you guys. Now, if I am getting bad karma off of this, I'm getting, these are all sins. Would you share the sins with me as well, since I'm sinning for you guys? So would you guys share the sins with me as well, as just like you guys share the loot? And the parents say, no, we cannot do that. We are grateful that you provide for us. However, and that's good karma on your part. However, how you choose to provide for us and what you do for it, that karma is just yours. It's nobody else's. We can't. This is yours and yours only. He goes, all right, I guess parents won't do it. Let me go ask my wife. He goes, asks his wife, gets a similar answer. Nope, sorry, that is your karma. You're doing that on your own, and you're the only one that can carry that with you. None of us can help you with that. No, not the kids, not the wife, not the parents. And this basically hit him real hard, saddened him. Is like, all this time, the only thing that I thought is, I'm doing this for this family, and if it is gaining me bad karma and sins and stuff, they're not even willing to share that with me, to where I don't have to suffer all of it. And because since I am doing this for them, and they are enjoying the loots, but they're not willing to. So this really broke him apart. And on his way back, he's just thinking about the whole thing, and he's really disappointed with himself and with everything, the way he was thinking this whole time. He's really saddened. So he goes back to Narad Muni, and Narad Muni says, okay, what happened? He unties Narad Muni and says, no one is willing to carry the sins that I have committed. No one is willing to share it. I'm told that this is all mine and mine only, and I don't think I can do this anymore. I need to make a change, because this is just for the people that I was doing it for. If they're not willing to be on with me when things are wrong, when things are bad, when I'm suffering, then what am I doing this for, right? I need to change. Please help me. How am I gonna do this? So Narad Muni tells him, you need to meditate, and you need to do tapasya, and you need to repent, and he was already feeling really, really horrible. So part of uh, change from something bad to good is you have to first realize what you're doing, if it's good or bad, and then you have to work towards the change. And you have to be remorseful, right? You have to know that what you did is wrong, and you have to really truly want to make a change. And this is where Ratnakar was at right now, and he's asking Narad Muni for help. And Narad Muni instructed him, okay, meditate. I will show you where. He takes him to a nice tree in the forest. He's like, sit under here and meditate and chant. I will give you a mantra that you need to chant, and it was just one word, and he said, chant Ram. So Ratnakar tried. Okay, Ratnakar tried to say Ram, but he could not say Ram. He was so much in sin, and he had so much, dark energy in him that it wouldn't allow him to say the word Ram. The word Ram, being so pavitra, meaning so pure, could not come out of him. And Narad Muni said, you know what, it's fine, it's okay. Say Mara. Mara also means that you hit someone or you kill someone, right? Which he did well, so he obviously could say Mara very well. He said, just chant Mara and everything will be fine. And don't open your eyes till I come back and call your name. Until then, go ahead and chant, meditate, reflect, and work towards your spiritual journey, right? So that's what he does. And then he starts chanting Mara 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 Rama 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 Rama. So that Mara 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 Ram Ram Rama 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 Ram, it changed into Ram without him even realizing it over a long period of time of saying Mara Mara. And then it became Ram 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 Ram. And then he just started chanting and meditating with Ram. Okay, so days, months, years passed by. Ants started building anthills around him. He was still like sitting there still, not moving at all. And these ants just thought it was, they didn't even think, they weren't threatened. They just started building all these anthill. They started building their homes and everything. They brought mud over, they brought soil over, their food over. And they just started building an anthill around him. One day, when finally Narad Muni comes and he sees him in this state, and then he says, open your eyes as you have succeeded with what you set out for through this meditation and all this tapasya that you've done. You are actually ready to come out as a changed person. And as Ratnakar hears this, he recognizes that's Narad Muni, and he said, and he knew that that's when he would be breaking his tapasya, his meditation, and getting up. And so when he heard his voice, he stood up. As he stood up, all these ants and everything, and the ants hill broke, and and he emerged. Basically, it looked like he emerged from an anthill. An anthill in Sanskrit is Valmik, and then as he's emerging from it, that's where the I comes in, and then he was named Valmiki. That's from that day on, he was not Ratnakar anymore. He was reborn as Valmiki. Then after that, Narad Muni was said, I know, I'm happy with you. And with his rebirth too, he gained a lot of spiritual wisdom, became very spiritual. He started enjoying the world in a different way, like God's creation, the trees, the rivers, everything. And he opened an ashram around a river, the Tamsa River, and a lot of people came around to even learn things from him, from all the things that he's learned from his spiritual journey so far. So one day Ratnakar, not Ratnakar anymore, sorry, he's Valmiki now. One day Valmiki is walking towards the river bank, and he saw a pair of cranes, right? A pair of birds, cranes. They were dancing. Looked like they were dancing to him, and they were just basically, you could tell these birds were in love. They were just all over, with each other and loving each other. And out of nowhere, here comes an arrow and kills the male bird. And this really, really hurt Valmiki. The female bird that was still alive, it went, berserk, like, oh my god, like it's acting like it knows his dude is dead now. And Valmiki overcame with grief and with rage. He said something in Sanskrit. He said, Ma nishada patishtham Tavama Gama Shashvati Sama. He uttered these words out of his mouth, and basically it meant, you shall find no rest, O hunter, for you killed one in love. It was the first shloka, ever meted verse in Sanskrit. It was the first shlok, that a first poem, a first line that actually rhymed. That was written in Sanskrit, and this was basically the birth of classic Indian poetry. Valmiki himself could not figure out how these words came out, what he had just said, and he kept thinking about the two birds that were like so happy with each other, just enjoying life, and one dies, and then he comes out and utters these words, and he's like still trying to figure out how he actually uttered these words, and how did it, like, he knows where it came from, a point of where, he felt something for someone, or something like for the birds, and then that's where it came, the anger and everything, and that's how he ended up saying what he said. But it was just, poetry wasn't a thing back then, right? Everyone just spoke regularly in Sanskrit, and this time he actually rhymed it, and it actually made some kind of sense at the same time. As when he's back, he's contemplating on this, Brahma appears to him. Now it's Brahma, that's another character. There are three main gods, the Trimurti, in Indian, in Sanskrit, in Sanatana Dharma. There is Brahma, there is Vishnu, there is Mahesh. Okay, we talked about Vishnu. Vishnu is also Ram. Vishnu is Narayan. Vishnu is the kind of like the protector, right? So every time there's a lot of things that are bad that are going on in the world, he would come down here as somebody, like he came out as Ram, he came out as Krishna, Parshuram. He's had 9 different avatars, and then there's another one that's gonna come soon. I don't know how soon. I shouldn't say soon, but it's gonna come in this yuga, okay, in this cycle of there's 4 cycles. We'll talk about that another time. So and Brahma, so Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh is Shiva, Vishnu, and then we got Brahma. Brahma is the guy who has created the universes, the worlds, everything that's around us, Earth, planets. He's the one that creates all of that. He appears to Valmiki, and he says, what you just did right there, what you uttered, is so amazing, and I want to give you a task based off of that. He says, I want you to write the story of Ram, the Prince of Ayodhya, in that manner, in that poetry form. You're gonna write everything about him. So Valmiki says, oh my god, that's amazing, that's cool, but I do not know anything about Ram. I've never met Ram. How would I write anything about him? Valmiki says, okay, I'm gonna give you a boon. Okay, so a power. Your power would be that you can see everything that has happened in Ram's life, that is currently happening, and you will see it as it happens in the future. And with that, you'll be able to write everything accurately as it happens and as it has happened in the past into this book in that form that you just uttered, the poetry form. And from this came the Ramayana. As Valmiki saw the events, he wrote the Ramayana, which is 24,000 verses across 7 books. Not only did it stop there, but even later on, he was responsible. He was actually became part of the Ramayana, as well as he became the guru of Love and Kush. Love and Kush are Ram and Sita's son. Not only that, Valmiki went from being a terrible person, well, a decent person, to a terrible person, to changing things around and writing the epic saga of the Ramayana, and becoming guru to Ram's sons, Love and Kush. This basically shows you and tells you that no matter how bad you've been, or bad things you've done, how many sins you've done, Valmiki's case, robbing people, killing people, hurting people, and he changed his life around, right? He became someone a lot better after he realized what he was doing was wrong, and then he worked towards becoming better. And we all can do that. We all have a past. We all maybe did something that we didn't want to, or we weren't in the right state of mind. Whatever it is that we did, that pulls us down, that pulls us bad. I mean, there is always a way out. Everyone can change. Everyone can do better and be better, just like the story says. And that's part of the reason this story even, I'm sure, exists, is to teach us that it's not all lost. Suicide is not an option, because it's not over. It's not. As long as you're living, you're breathing, you can make the changes necessary to get better, to do better, to become better. Just because some bad events has happened in your life, just even like with Valmiki, when he was Ratnakar, as a kid, he grew up all right. He grew up in as a Brahmin family, but then as poverty hit, he got desperate to provide for his family and did bad things. So no one is really born evil. The situations around them makes them evil. But once you become aware and you make the necessary changes when you can, and you become better. We can't always keep giving in to the situations that's around us. Maybe when we're younger and more naive and we don't understand everything, or we don't care because we're in a different state of mind, and we let the situations take over, and we do what is we think is right at the time, or we want to do at the time, even if we know it's bad. But eventually we get out of that, and when we do, we can always make those necessary changes to either becoming closer to God, or become a better person, and moving with dharma, fulfilling our duties to everything and everyone around us in the way that it's building good karma at this point, and we find salvation. And that is one of the biggest lessons you can get from the story itself. So now we know who wrote the Ramayana, which is Valmiki. His before life was Ratnakar. Narad Muni set him on the path. Brahma gave him the boon, or the power to see, and he became a seer. And then he wrote this Ramayana with 24,000 verses, the first poetry story that was ever written, and that is still, as far as I know, the longest poem that has ever been written. From here on, and then we were also introduced to Narayan Bhagwan, which is Vishnu Bhagwan, So these are some of the characters as I go along with the shloks, with the verses that I'm doing one at a time, and new characters come up. I will make new videos introducing and going into backstories of those characters as well, so we can learn all about them. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. Do comment what your if I made a mistake, said something wrong. I will do the research and correct it. Or if you have questions and you want to ask or you want me to go over something in more details, I can do that as well. See you guys in the next video.